Mikali pulls his hair back and leans down to look me in the eye. I gulp, bracing myself for an angry scolding or even a well-deserved slap. But instead, Mikali doubles over and starts laughing so hard that he can't even speak. Dumbfounded, I stare at him for several seconds before breaking into a grin of my own. So I take it that you're not mad that we chased away the princesses? Well... He coughs and forces a serious look onto his face. Officially, yes, I am supposed to be mad. The Royal House of America cannot condone such behaviour. Then he bends down beside me, lowering his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. But just between you and me, I dread events like these. The Royal Council has been having them more and more often, and are always supposed to come as a formality, even though I spend most of the time wishing they were over already. I never thought my wish would actually come true though.
That's amazing.
Truth be told, I'm impressed you shut things down so quickly. If I'd known you could do that, I would have invited you to a royal banquet ages ago. Is that so? For a prince, you're really not what I expected. You're not really what I expected from a mermaid either.
Really?
Okay, so may I ask what you were expecting? Someone who doesn't break the law by saving humans for one. Something more noble-like and proper, I guess. You know, your typical Prince Charming who likes having lots of pretty princesses vying for his affections. Even if those princesses can be very, just a little bit intimidating. Intimidating? Though I don't disagree, especially not after getting caught up in their stampede. I can't help but chuckle at Mikali. From the pace the poor guys make him, you'd think we were talking about man-eating sharks instead of mermaids and sparkly ball gowns. I wouldn't expect this from a prince either. Shouldn't you be more scared of filthy bottom feeders than your fellow blue bloods, Prince Mikali?
Really?
Should I?
Right.
Certainly. A proper prince would know better than to even look twice at a common-blooded bottom feeder. Do you think it really matters? Common blood, I mean. I don't care what kind of blood I have, as long as it's still flowing through me. Though I have a feeling some of your shrimpy red friends would disagree. Oh yeah. Mikali lowers his gaze. He fiddles a little with the ends of his hair before speaking again. Do you mind if I sit with you for a bit? You don't need to ask me, you're a prince. Your highness can do whatever you well please. To tell you the truth, I've never liked being called your highness. I'd rather not be higher than anybody. True to his words, Mikali sinks to the floor beside me. Either he doesn't notice that the ground is dirty with broken plates and spilled food, or he cares as little as I do about staying clean. Wondering if I sounded too bitter before, I sneak a peek at his face. He's leaning back against the table with a faraway look in his eyes. Are you okay? Okay, I didn't mean the Your Highness thing in a bad way. Being a rich and powerful royal isn't bad at all. Hell, people have killed for titles like yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I know, I should appreciate it more. It's just, well, the higher I am, the farther I am away from everybody else.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, I'm not sure if that makes any sense though. Nah, not really. If anyone was far away from the rest of the group, it definitely wasn't the prince has to beat princesses off with a stick. What's up? Don't worry about it, it definitely wasn't you, Prince Charming. It was probably some crass common bottom feeder that nobody wanted to look at or speak to. You're not at all. Me? What about me? I'm obviously talking about Manic. Oh. Mikali sits back and doesn't say anything for a while. When he finally speaks again, his voice is soft and sounds almost wistful. Deep down, I think that's the reason I've never liked going to these parties, because I know no one there would look or speak to me if I was a commoner either. When the only things people say to you are to gain prestige and power, when you have to be prestigious and powerful just for them to see you, and maybe it's better that they didn't look your way at all. I wouldn't expect a prince to talk like that either. I guess not. Mikali stares into the distance, looking pensive. Do you mind if I ask you something? Again, do what you want.
Only if you don't mind.
I'd feel better if you get to agree to it first though. Mikali fiddles with his hair again, drawing it over his now pink cheeks. I stare at his bowed head, then reach up to his bangs.
Oh.
Mikali makes a surprised noise as I mercilessly mess up his perfect golden locks, but he makes no move to stop me. Thanks for the thought, Blondie, but don't worry your pretty little head so much. You can always ask me anything.
Are you sure?
Yeah, can I? Sweet. I mean, yeah, sure, go for it. That doesn't mean I always answer though. Doesn't matter whether you're a prince or not. I give his hair one last ruffle and grin cheekily. Mikali blinks several times before smiling back at me. But if I don't ask, I won't get an answer at all, will I? True. Okay, here it comes. Back when we first met, you thought I was a commoner, didn't you? Yeah, pretty much. Something like that. As Mikali straightens, I see another smile playing over his lips. It's the most genuine smile I've seen all evening, and it shines even brighter than the jewel in his crown. You didn't know I was a prince. You had no idea who I was at all. But even when I was just my own strange self, you still looked my way. To tell you the truth, it made me happy. Regardless of whether you're a commoner or princess or anybody else, I really like being with you, just as you. Just as me. Are you saying that just to be nice, Blondie? You don't need to be such a goody-goody. I can tell I'm not your usual type. The type of person goody-goodies usually hang out with, I mean.
Maybe.
I actually think that's part of why I like hanging out with you in the first place. The truth is, I think you're brave. You stood up to the guests at the party and chased away the princesses who overwhelmed me, not to mention you've actually got on along with humans before. And maybe even me. It's not so hard, is it? I wish it weren't, but not everybody's like you. For one, you tell me things that most people would never dare say to a prince's face. Like I said, you're brave.
Right.
Well, then guess you won't mind me saying that you got some weird standards, Blondie. I wouldn't expect a goody-goody like you to like the way I act. Most people call the things I do bullheaded, impulsive and crazy. Well, to a goody-goody like me, who's always dreamed of being that brave,
It's amazing.
the things you do are pretty amazing. Wow. Maybe it's Mikali's steadfast gaze, the genuine warmth and admiration in his voice, or that surprisingly sweet smile. Okay, I did not just think that, from which I can't look away. Whatever it is, makes me smile genuinely too. For the first time, I feel at ease in the palace, because for the first time, I didn't realise it doesn't matter who I am or how I act. Even with the crown and royal robes, Mikali is still Mikali. He doesn't care if I'm charming, polite or refined as everybody else in the palace. He likes me for me, and has always wanted others to do the same for him.
Oh,
Grinning, I mess up his hair again. To be fair, Blondie, you're not always such a goody-goody. For one, you've more or less forced me to look your way before. With all your high-speed chasing and spear waving, it was kind of hard to ignore you. Don't you think that was a cheating a little bit?
yeah.
Yeah, probably. But if that's the reason I was able to meet you, then I don't regret it. No matter how it happened, I just feel happy that we met, and lucky that we got to spend more time together too. Because you're someone that I think, ooh, ...
Well,
Sorry, that came out weird. I don't mean to be so, What I mean was, forgot where I was going with this. I don't know. Maybe I should just stop before I say something else weird. Yeah, I'm stopping now. Can we just pretend that that didn't happen? Barnacles, right. As Mikali awkwardly ducks his head, I feel an unexpected twinge of guilt. Are you really that happy about meeting me? You shouldn't say that so soon. Wait until after I stab you in the back. Noticing my discomfort, Mikali anxiously clears his throat.
About that.
Yeah, sorry about what I just said. I really shouldn't have said that. Please don't worry about it. Finally rising, he glances at the jewellery on the floor and around the messy room. Whoa, I guess I'd better return these items to their rightful owners and tidy everything up. Don't you have, like, servants for that? I guess so, but it's getting kinda late, so I don't want to bother them. Besides, it's really not that bad. I bet I can finish cleaning pretty quickly by myself. He flinches as one of the banquet tables falls over with a crash. I hold back a laugh. Oh, I bet you'll finish even faster with me. I'll clean up the food if you take care of the chairs.
Oh,
Wow, you don't have to do that. You're a guest. It's not fair. Considering this was pretty much my fault to begin with, it's pretty fair to me.
are you sure?
Alright, let's do it. A growl from my stomach erupts Mikali's protest. He blinks in surprise, then smiles, suddenly looking very nervous. Well, would you like something to eat first? I didn't get much of a meal during the reception, and I was thinking that you might not have eaten either.
Only if you don't mind.
So I stopped by the kitchens just now. If you'd like to share some of the food I brought, or if you'd like something else, I can go back and look, whichever you prefer. Wait, I'm starving. What you got? I don't feel obligated to try it just because. Before he can say anything, I press my finger against his mouth. He instantly falls silent, blushing like crazy. I'm sure. Here's the part where you give me the food. Right. Mikali unwraps something that looks similar to a white cake. I'm so hungry that I reach for it before he's even finished unpacking. Unfortunately, I'm still too slow. That looks delicious. Mickey, you shouldn't have. What? Fast as an eagle snatching up a mouse. Another hand swipes the cake. I look up with a start and see Manic's smirking face looming over us. He's back for more already. I fall into a battle stance, but falter when I see Mikali watching. Vengeance can wait for fewer witnesses. I lower my fists, but not my guard. What are you doing here, Shrimp Chip, especially at a time like this? Manic ignores me, licking his lips. He holds the cake up to the light. Ah, Merloaf, my favourite. Mickey, you know me too well. How many times have you made and remade this dish already? 10, 20? Did you find it just right for that special somebody? What's he talking about? Well, I'll make sure your efforts don't go to waste. Rest assured, I'll relish every bite. Hey, Mikali was giving that food to me, not you. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt your little bonding moment? What an unfortunate accident. I think your face is about to have another unfortunate accident with the floor. Just like this delicious merloaf if you come any closer. Damn, Mikali swiftly swims between us. Wow, Manic, you came back after all. You have good timing. You're just in time to share a snack with us. I don't do sharing. I think it'd be really nice if we all ate together. I don't do nice either. Mikali's smile strains as he reaches for the cake. Manic nonchalantly dodges his hand. Manic, please. Just this once is all I ask. Manic glances from Mikali to me, then back. Slowly, he extends the cake towards us and crushes it with his fist. Clumsy me. You bastard. You rotten worm. I rush forward, but a sudden pressure stops me short. Mikali's holding me back, keeping me from charging at the other merman. When I try to pull away, his grip tightens like a vice. His hand is surprisingly strong and as cold as ice. It's okay, it's no big deal. It's not alright, we can't get him let away with that. Just leave him be, this isn't really his fault. Oh, it's definitely my fault. Both of you please, no one should get hurt over something like this. Mikali's smile is gone for good. As much as I want to argue, the look on his face makes my throat close up. I settle for shooting Manic my most murderous death glare instead of my most murderous death punch. Why did you do that? Answer me, you good-for-nothing cur. Yeah, please don't. You should already know why. You said it yourself. I did it because I'm a good-for-nothing cur. My only purpose in life is to make other people suffer. Manic leaves his answer infuriatingly short, as if he's daring me to challenge it. Mikali gives my arm a light squeeze, as my fists tighten. You're lucky, Shrimp. If the prince weren't here, I'd pound you flatter than a flounder. Good. When Manic's eye meets mine, he narrows it to a slit. His smirk splits his face like a broad gaping gash.
Show me what you've got.
By all means, Captain. Once it's just the two of us, I'd love to see you try. With a powerful slap of his tail, Manic shoots out of the room. With one last yank, I break free from Mikali and race after him. No stop. I'm gone. But it's too late. By the time I charge into the hallway, Manic's nowhere in sight. Mikali catches up to me outside. He must see the rage on my face because he wisely keeps his distance. I'm sorry about that. Manic likes to push people's buttons sometimes, but I didn't think he'd go so far as to destroy the food. Okay, why are you apologising for what you did? I only want an apology from this guy, along with some major grovelling. I really don't think Manic meant any harm, to you at least. To me, well, please don't be mad at him because of me. I'm mad at him because of him. I knew that slimy little shrimp was no good from the start. Mikali's eyes widen. But at the party, weren't you two like you chatting and shit? He falters, flushing pink under the full weight of my glare. Oh, sorry, I must have misunderstood. Not that it doesn't matter. You should just never mind what I just said, okay? Let's just forget the whole thing with Manic ever happened, savvy?
Yeah.
Gotcha. He was just trying to piss me off anyway. I bet the only reason he came back was to piss us off too. Maybe that's why he came the first time, actually. What do you mean? It's just Manic doesn't usually come to parties at all. He usually avoids these kinds of events, especially if he knows I'll be there. But this time, after he found out I'd invited you...
Don't worry.
Never mind, I'm thinking too much of it. Why don't we go to the kitchens and get more food? Mikali avoids mentioning Manic after that, and is careful to deflect any even vaguely related questions. But no matter how brightly or often he smiles at me, what I remember most vividly from the night is still Manic's smirk. That dickhead. Oh, that's blurry. Yo, you alright? I've been looking for you everywhere. Good lord, what did they do to your clothes? Nothing? I didn't do nothing. I tripped and fell on some rocks and got dirty, that's all. So those boys had nothing to do with this. I said I tripped. If they said something different, they're lying. They're all big stupid liars. I'm not talking to any of them again, not in a million years. Princess, you can't. Yes, I can. When I'm rich, I can do whatever I want. I'll have castles and servants and whatever else rich people have, but definitely a castle. That way, if anyone calls you a crazy old man, I can just throw them into my dungeon. Is that why you were fighting with those boys, because they called me crazy? No. Okay, princess, why don't we go home and get you all cleaned up before your mother finds out? You're not mad at me, are you? Mad? No. I'm not gonna get mad. Just getting mad isn't very helpful to anyone. The next time someone says something that makes you mad, you know what you should do? Punch them in the head. Not punch them in the head? That's one thing. Another thing is to turn your anger into something better. Use it to make your will to succeed even stronger. Then if someone says something you disagree with, you don't need to fight them directly. Fight, instead, to prove them wrong. But they don't listen when they're wrong, and they laugh at me, even when I know I'm right. You can make them listen, Princess. I know you can. Because you're much stronger than any words they can say. Strong enough to be anything you want, as long as you fight for it. Absolutely anything? Of course, after all, you're already a princess to me. Then I'll become a real princess. A princess who all those jerks will bow down to and respect. Do you think I can do that, Father? You're my daughter. I believe you can do anything you set your mind to, and I'll always support you, as long as it makes you happy. Being a princess will definitely make me happy. When I'm a princess, no one will push me around anymore, and no one will call me or you crazy again. Oh, I see. Have I ever told you the story of the Seafoam Princess? A new princess fairy tale. Tell me now. Let's see. I think it opens once upon a time. Had a cute little relationship. Alright, day 1 into day 2. 5 days remain. Oh my god.
Ahoy there!
Ahoy there. Congratulations on reaching the end of the demo. Yeah. Okay, you have reached the end of the Pirate Mermaid demo. You can go back and check all your stats. So yeah, we've met 3 out of the 4 characters. It looks like we pissed off Mikali. Okay. And yeah, Mickey was the character we went with. So it seems to be 6 days in total, which is as long as the curse lasts. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite fun. The main character, she's quite a... yeah, she's a bit of an evil one. So yeah, I hope this demo was of interest to you. I quite enjoyed playing it. It had some good humour. And this is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.